Hey there, StarCraft 2 fans. Welcome back to game number 2 of the Kraft tournament. This is actually game 14 of the series. If you have not watched games 1 through 13, it would definitely be a good idea if you go back and watch. You can definitely see how this tournament has progressed between these 4 players that participated. Here on Delta Quadrant, we do have Cheeseblock, the pink Terran, spawning in the upper right-hand corner, and we do have Mouse, the blue Terran, spawning here in the lower right-hand corner. So both players in somewhat of a close position. We will notice Mouse is a little bit close in terms of striking distance to Cheeseblock. The ramps being very close, just down this ramp, up this ramp, and then there's the entrance to Mouse's base. So Delta Quadrant, a fairly small map in terms of rush distance. We could see some early aggression from either player in terms of some Marines moving across the map attempting to do some damage. No wall off again from Mouse. Going to go ahead and throw the supply depot down here at the next to his refinery. Probably drop that just so his travel distance between the refinery doesn't get impeded whatsoever. Does have the SCV going out to scout a little bit early. He actually is unfortunately going to scout the wrong direction, so he will be scouting Cheeseblock last. So that is terribly unfortunate for him. You're not going to be able to get that early scouting information that he would like. Perhaps tuck that SCV away in Cheeseblock's base, maybe back here on the bottom side somewhere so he could get a later scout off. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. We do have the barracks going down now from Cheeseblock. Actually, Cheeseblock scouting a cross-map position first, so a little bit unusual play there from him. Did see that blue SCV popping out, so he might have thought that Mouse was actually in this position, but now he's going to be a little confused as to which way to go. Same thing for Mouse. He actually is a little bit confused as far as which way to go as well, so I'm going to go ahead and scout this this top left position before going over to the top right position. Cheeseblock, however, is going to get the proper scout off now. Going to go ahead and make his way into the base before that Marine pops out. We do have that first Marine about 20% of the way done or so. Orbital command on the way for Mouse as well, and his gas is up and running. Now if we take a look at Cheeseblock's base, we do see basically the same thing. We see the orbital command on the way. We do have a Marine just about completed, as well as the gas up and running with another supply depot going down as well. So that one Marine going to come out, try and deny that initial scouting SCV. So that scouting SCV going to attempt to make his way up the ramp. If we take a look, that Marine's going to go ahead and get a couple shots off, and the SCV is actually going to retreat with 33 health. Marine's going to go ahead and give chase, but unfortunately SCV speed is quite a bit faster than Marine's, and he's going to be able to get away unharmed. However, the SCVs are now going to get in a little bit of a drilling match here, and Mouse's SCV taking additional damage. He is now down to 18 health. But the 2 Marines being pulled out here just to make sure that SCV does stay alive. Obviously, since he didn't garner any scouting information from it, he does want to save that SCV just to get that little bit of additional income that it will provide. We do have factory going down now for both players. It does look like Cheeseblock's factory quite a bit ahead of Mouse's factory, actually. So a little bit delayed again for Mouse. I don't know that cost him the game on the last match. I think the late tech switch basically sealed it, but his late expansion, the initial expansion in his natural, that is definitely what set him back so far. Cheeseblock was very aggressive with his expansion, got that up quite quickly, and that did ultimately, I think, win him the game. Here on Delta Quadrant, we do have a backdoor expansion, which is quite nice. It is easy to defend. You can pretty well just take out this destructible debris, drop down that command center fairly quickly, not even have to fly it anywhere, just drop it down straight away, and your expansion is done, and you only have to defend your one choke point, which is your ramp. There is a potential for Mouse to potentially drop on this. I just said potential twice, so I apologize. I'm being repetitive. There is a potential to drop here on this ledge with siege tanks. That can definitely cause a lot of problem. It would definitely be easier for Mouse to do this, obviously because of his location here. The flight distance is so close. Cheeseblock would have to go all the way across the map to get down to this lower section where Mouse's backdoor location is. So we have a supply depot going down. Good to spot this backdoor ramp just to make sure that if any drops come up there, they're going to hit that supply depot first, and he's going to get a little bit of warning before his base goes under attack. We do have a medevac coming out. No siege, no tech lab on the factory just yet. We do have a Hellion coming out, and it is rallied actually across the map, so we will be looking to see a little bit of early aggression. One Hellion here, however, the bunker at the top of the ramp with 2 SCVs ready to repair is going to basically hold that line. That Hellion going to do no damage versus that bunker. Only does 8 damage actually, so a bunker with 400 health. Unfortunately, a Hellion with that slow fire speed is going to do essentially no damage. We do have the scan goes down. It does spot the armory, so we could be looking at a Thor drop, but unfortunately I think he's been found out, and that is going to definitely set Cheeseblock back in terms of his plans to just push across the map with a Thor drop and end the game quite early. Mouse definitely wanted to throw that scan down, make sure there were no Cloak Banshees coming his way. He was able to get a drop off over here. The Hellions making their way in the base, doing a lot of damage so far. Let's see how many SCVs they're able to take out. That Hellion has 2 kills. That Hellion has 1 kill. Can't even see that other Hellion. All the units attacking, but so many SCVs have gone down. The Thor is out now, but I think it's too late. The SCV count now half for Cheeseblock as it was. He's definitely going to have to make a push here very quickly to end this game. Otherwise, he's going to be so far behind in terms of income and resources. Now 12 to 24 harvesters, 13 to 24, so very far behind for Cheeseblock. He does have the second Thor queued up. Once he gets this Thor out, he is going to be able to make a quite aggressive push across the map. But I fear that the damage has been done by Mouse. He's going to be able to just gather up a bunch of units now that he knows what's coming. He's seen the Thor, he's seen the armory, he knows exactly what's going on. So all he has to do is just patrol around his base, take out those 2 Thors, and Cheeseblock will be so far behind I don't think he'll be able to recover. Continuing to pump SCVs from Mouse here, definitely a good idea. He is going to spot around his back area here just to make sure that there are no drops. Definitely want to spot that out ahead of time if possible. Another barracks being produced, going to definitely get out some extra Marines. We do have a tech lab, no upgrades on the way yet, however. So unless he's going to pump Marauders, I would highly recommend not getting that tech lab so early. If you're not going to use it, it's probably best not to have it there unless you're just wanting to throw that money away in advance. We do have the 2 Thors coming in here, several SCVs, 1 SCV getting shot at early, rushing into battle, absorbing some damage, but not really doing a whole lot. Cheeseblock pushing forward with the Thors and Marines, all the SCVs being pulled off the line, including the Mule, which is going to do absolutely nothing. The Siege Tank coming out here, and this Thor actually being picked up and microed back. Very nice play by Cheeseblock to get that Thor out of battle. Oh, nice play again by that Thor. That Thor is in the red, having a lot of damage done to it. The SCVs continuing to push forward and attack. Unfortunately, I think it could be a little too much damage for Cheeseblock to handle. He is down to 3 HP on that Thor. It does go down, and this Thor only at 9 HP, and it does go down. And now Cheeseblock is hurting in a bad way, losing 2 Thors, all of his Marines, and several of his SCVs. He is now down to only 10 Harvesters. I fear that could be game for Cheeseblock. He's just not going to be able to recover from this. Even with the Mules, his income is going to be so low, only 300 and 400 minerals per minute. That's basically, you can only produce 1 Thor and nothing else. So not a lot he's going to be able to do here unless he just continues to pump Marines and attempts to make a push with those. We do see the Vikings pushed out, did a little bit of damage there, just trying to do a little bit of harassment and keep Cheeseblock knowing that Mouse is going to continue the aggression. Some SCVs coming out here to do some repairs. Definitely wants to get all these flying units healed up as well so they can absorb even more hits than they normally would be able to. It does have just Marine production coming out right now. A single Marauder queued up to be produced. However, no upgrades still on the way. Taking a look over at the production tab, we do see another Thor on the way for Cheeseblock, so he's going to continue this Thor pressure. And basically that's all he's going to be able to do. His minerals and his gas right now are so low. He actually has quite a few workers on gas, and he's mining very little as a result. So it's terribly unfortunate for him that he was able to, that he lost so many of those SCVs so early due to that Hellion drop. A group of Marines pushing out across the map here. We will have the Thor pushing out another small group of SCVs. Not an all-in push because he did leave several of his SCVs behind, but definitely going to hurt his economy if he's unable to do any more significant economic damage. Does have 1 Hellion in the mix there. That Hellion probably not going to be very effective simply because there's very few Marines over here. The tanks are really what's going to be putting on the aggression. And now that siege mode's complete for Mouse, these tanks are just going to siege up and be able to shell away at that Thor quite easily. All these Marines that he has produced here and these SCVs are going to go down very quickly if they rush up there. We will notice that Hellion immediately gets blasted away, 2 Marines immediately blasted away, and now with these Vikings pushing out here, giving vision, I think that the Mouse is in a really good position to take this game quite easily. No expansion going down yet for either player, so Mouse should be looking to go ahead and claim his expansion here. There's no reason to stop macroing up as much as possible. You know, I understand he's trying to build up his forces and defend against this push, but no reason he shouldn't also continue to attempt to expand if possible. Does have that patrolling SCV down here. Definitely a good idea. Wants to make sure there are no drops, and we do actually have a drop from Mouse. He's going to spot this, hopefully. If Mouse is paying attention, Cheeseblock says, "Oh, forget it. I'm going in anyway." He's going to go ahead and bring his medevac up here, full of Marines and 1 Hellion. Going to go ahead and drop it off. Mouse does know there's a problem. He's going to go ahead and retreat back to his base. Actually, he's changed his mind. He says, "You know what? You want to take down my base with a small fleet, I'll take down your base with a bigger fleet." So going to come back here with the siege tank, probably try to take out several of these units. He actually does go ahead and pick up all of those units. Didn't do a whole lot of damage to those Marines. All the Marines still alive, the Hellions still alive, the Medevac still at full health. However, that one volley from the siege tank really did a lot of damage. Continuing to shell away, this Hellion going down now, and we do see Mouse moving up into the base with just an insurmountable force. One siege tank on the way, but Cheeseblock does call the GG. This was just far too much for Cheeseblock to handle. That initial Hellion push into the base really did a lot of damage. I like Cheeseblock's play going for the Thor drop. I think that's a really valid strategy in most cases, but unfortunately he just was found out, and from that point on he couldn't really recover from that. The Thor drop just wasn't effective enough. He brought the 2 Thors up the front ramp here in an effort to break Mouse's front line, but just wasn't able to. So Mouse does take game 2 here in the Kraft tournament. If you guys enjoyed this cast, I encourage you to comment, rate, and subscribe, all that good stuff. So we will be moving on to game 3 of the tournament, which will be the ace match. So please tune in. It will be game number 15 total, game 3 of Cheeseblock versus Mouse here at the finals for the Kraft tournament. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.